calendar year will be similar to a traditional school calendar. The daily schedule is 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. with a 1 p.m. dismissal on Fridays. Our preferred location is somewhere that's safe, of course, and suitable for instruction, and then on or close to the river. And these are just, we've been exploring some sites, but somewhere ideally with riverfront access is a key component. And
and we can use your help if you know of, we're open to ideas at this point, but exploring various options.
Yes. So we want to talk about our instructional approach. And just to clarify, when I say curriculum, that's the content. Like, what are they learning? What are the outcomes? What are the goals? Pedagogy is how we teach that. And then we'll talk about a day in the life of and give you kind of a snapshot of what a day might look like. So we start with the North Carolina Standard Course of Study. We look at that. We highlight things that we can connect to the river or the watershed, and we design curriculum based on that. So David's actually going to speak about a unit of study all sixth graders will complete.
In developing our curriculum for the Academy, Will and I are both big fans of project-based learning, and so we have devised several semester-long or unit-long projects that our students will interact with their classmates to complete, and it will go across language arts, math, science, social studies. To back up just a little bit, do you know about the French Broad River watershed? We live in a pretty unique area. 6 counties, flows north, which is unusual for a river in this hemisphere, and one of the oldest rivers in the world, the French Broad River. In the southern Appalachians, you don't find dinosaur fossils because these mountains are older than the dinosaurs, and it's a very unique place, and that's why we wanted to focus on right here in this special place, which is why we all live here. But this watershed project, for example, we're going to have all this up on the website, so don't feel like you have to get out your binoculars to read all these words. Check out the French Broad River Academy website if you're interested, curious about more details. For example, we would be teaching math through analyzing our data collected from water quality samples and learning about graphs and analyzing data. We would be learning language arts through creating a monthly e-newsletter called the French Broad River Monitor, which will have stories and articles written by the students. We'll be teaching social studies by going out on some of our adventures on the river, learning history and local stories connected to the river and the heritage of the French Broad River. But again, more details to come on our website, and this will be an ever-developing process.
Excellent. And just to add something to the curriculum, math will definitely be woven into the Watershed Project and other activities. In the same breath, though, we do feel math is something that is the first thing we teach, and it's every day because it's such a foundational, important skill. So math is a key component, and that's the very first thing we teach every day. Just wanted to clear that up. So I mentioned these 7 survival skills earlier, but there's a framework which is just a list of 7 goals that we will incorporate into our learning as well. And especially this problem solving and critical thinking aspect, and especially with middle school boys, the curiosity and imagination piece is huge. And once again, all this is available on the website. We teach and prepare students for their international field experience. Once again, language study, cultural knowledge. We use software, web-based applications like Rosetta Stone, web-based pen pals, and so forth. In-class practice, such as reenacting a ceremony of the target country, such as Dia de los Muertos, if we were going to Mexico or something. And then lastly, the outdoor education skills, not only to fulfill physical education goals, but also create capacity for doing these activities on the river safely. And so we would incorporate paddling, snow skills, first aid, camping, and hiking. And just to be clear, we don't instruct swimming, but swimming is a prerequisite for doing this program, and we simply don't have the means to teach swimming yet, at least. So students do have to be at a certain level of swimming proficiency that will be clearly explained on the website. I believe it's a Red Cross level that's explained, but okay. Pedagogical approach is just how we teach. So whenever possible, connect students to the river. We use a boys approach. So what that means is, say, for example, when we're selecting novels for language arts class, we would choose topics that are generally interesting to boys of that age, such as Jack London, To Build a Fire. So we would maybe read that short story. We would do an extension of that would involve actually going camping and challenging students to build a fire in a similar situation, and then reflect and journal on that. And another example might be the novel A River Runs Through It. But that's what we mean by a boys' approach to pedagogy. We also will spend Wednesday on the water or in the field to complement academic study. So at least one day a week, sometimes every day during the week, but at least one day a week, students will be working on the riverside or on the water or at a nearby stream, doing something with the River League outreach coordinator or with David and I or whoever, but let's address that real quick. So one day a month, usually the last Friday of each month, the students will be all day out in the field, and that might be like leave after school Thursday for a camping overnight. It might be a day-long river cleanup trip. It might also be a trip up to the Blue Ridge Parkway, but one day a month will be a full day outside the classroom to complement and reinforce academic study, and also for team building and for all those other things as well. And I'm sorry, there's one more down there, I believe. So stewardship. The other way we teach is students will design, plan, and complete a river restoration project, either individually in groups. So you'll see in just a minute when we talk about the schedule, but we've budgeted time for this type of work.